Yes, once again, good afternoon. Welcome. Earlier, we wanted to go earlier, said I'm supposed to set 12 o'clock, but unfortunately, the network in Ghana, meaning say, I mean, my phone sooner, do some call life, then the network mess up. I try my best to do Senka, you be to me a call at exactly 3 o'clock, but unfortunately, no. After intro down network, no, as I speak, crying, sure I'm stable, but I don't know if we can proceed to do what we intend doing today, because like I said, yesterday was a 6 March. The celebration as usual, also. It's like an annual ritual every year. Piano, yeah, shenta, then ya kujina park, so then we make lines, we celebrate or whatever. I don't know what exactly we are celebrating. That is the fact, because I keep telling people, say what we termed as independence here, no, I see it as a symbolic gesture that was paid to us by our colonial masters, because independence you need to reform, no, has to do with economic independence, but that is what we don't have. So here now heard the level of desperation even among the youth. You see, and future leaders now there are no incentive, no opportunity for the youth. Clearly gives you a picture skill description of the sad state of Ghana, and particularly this year. So we had the difficulty of Ghana's economy and the fact after so many years, we have defaulted on our both external and domestic debt obligations. And we have a cap in hand, begging from one country to another, telling young crew for some fire cancha, clearly give you your friend saying picture about the current state of Ghana. So with all this thing in mind, Nanka, we were expecting at least this year's celebration, you bet me I walk a different path. I bet you and say indeed, yes, soon be from our sad experience, and going forward, we are going to do something different. But it's unfortunate, sir. As usual, a drew one day as a sikani as why a honko kroba console, then V8 in as a phone there. Yeah, fine speech am I, and then we read as just like a new annual ritual. Nothing happens. It's just the usual rhetorics and the political narrative in there to us all. But the transformation that is supposed to be experienced by the ordinary Ghanaian in their lives, and then whatever, we don't see those things, and then that is what we are going to take a critical look at. So, like I said, the earlier transmission, because of poor networking, a part of the problems after 50 to 62 years after independence, your friends be devil with, and it's unfortunate at this time you go through all these things. So now, so networking, whatever it's going to do, we are going to go ahead with this. So just take a few minutes, share, put it in any other platform, will be for others to follow, and I say follow, so that we can proceed and do what we intend doing today. Nothing is going to stop us. We're going to have this particular conversation. Share, put it to whichever, because this conversation this afternoon will be about the Independence Day, shifting our priorities as a country and going forward. At the end, yes, because you and I will admit in the last 62 years, we have failed ourselves. The popular statement by Nkrumah said the black man is capable of managing his own affairs. After 62 years, if we want to put this statement in any context to do whatever analysis we are, I'm not sure that the result will be you be prove that the black man is indeed capable, because we have mismanaged this particular country to a level where we are there begging, and mismanagement, agency in this current state we are still mismanaging, and adibiante to adopt the alternatives and see how best we can navigate ourselves through this particular storms. A bit your friend saying better outcomes for Ubia. Share, and let's begin the conversation soon. Use this few minutes to read some of the messages, and then your friend is saying a lot of people, and Madam Akuya Frane, one man supporter. Thank you very much. Always and always, she's here with us. And then Queen Adepa, I see Collins down. So Hashim Mohammed, he said, I always love you. Okay, thank you very much. Akuya Frane Otu, I am lucky that you're welcome. Richmond Obu, and many others in Newton, Sanam. I see you here. And then Leon Bra, then also Queen Adepa, I've seen your message. Lakana Television, and many more, those of you watching. Thank you so much for being part. Network na truncating na when people come online, network na shifted, then some break away. But whatever it is, we will do our best. Networking is affecting the numbers, but we'll go ahead and then do it. So like I said, wherever you are, just share. Let's have a conversation. The conversation about Ghana independence. How do we review your priorities as a country? How far we have come? Because what track the conversation about Ghana, where we started from, the vision and the strategies adopted by then Nkrumah timer. Only the vision to lead this particular country, this is not Nyama or Free Ghana Baba yet, because we led the way in Africa, in the sub-region. I told you, said the first country to attain independence. 10 years after, we were able to inspire several other African countries gaining independence, just to prove, say, indeed, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs. Nkrumah laid the foundation. He wasn't perfect as human. Nobody and yet perfect, but I think he laid a solid foundation and can be leveraging for economic takeoff. But unfortunately, after Nkrumah's era nema ankoye said na yesi peno ya twato ma coup d'etat ba na coup ba, and then we came to the fourth republic. Yet me a transition very smoothly to the fourth republic. 30 years after yanka ye hope say yet me democratizing on kwa de democracy aye too in the western world yet me use as a tool to attain economic independence, on our part of the world, you bet me use the same democracy as a tool to achieve for us that economic independence. Because my culture say any independence are devoid of economic liberation. That independence is useless, because you cannot claim to be independent when you have everything, but still you need to rely extensively. Yes, world now you will know. You may need help from others. But it gets to a point in time that they will hear from a mind, $100 change. One kasa what you can do for yourself, like you've been doing over the years, borrowing, and on our own, there seemed to be nothing, because the option to borrow who said we need to do Y, A, B, C, D to reposition our country. So be able to me. I take it off. It is about borrowing, and I have bobosia near the minor babesia. So the question is, over the years, Afibia, yes, celebrate independence, a dear bang and the buy team. What are we celebrating? Because from my perspective, I think baby the sense of nationalism, the sense of the spirit of patriotism, in the ordinary Ghanaian mubium, because politics in our part of the world, are turning into a competition for wealth in whichever way necessary, whichever way possible. I will free say, making money. That is it. So that sense of nationalism, patriotism, then as a form, a concept that you need to learn, but who is leading it for Obi to learn? And young ones now, you look up to those in charge, those at the helm of affairs, policies and programs. Your friends saying that sense of nationalism, national pride, when they give it prominence, then the young one will also learn. But then at the corridors of power, politics, like I said, has become a competition for wealth. Everybody is stealing left, right, center, just to attain self-economic whatever be a or to the detriment of majority of the people. They don't care. And these are some of the things that the young ones are learning. So the question is, at this point, that sense of patriotism, nationalism, and I'm a Ghana ni, and I Magana see, that particular sense is no more. That is why last year I was proposing, instead of independence, and yes, it's a symbolic gesture, but hey, what can we do? There is opportunity in every adversity. We can't just drop the independence celebration. Let us use it as a pretext. I able to media invoke that sense of nationalism, the patriotism, the ordinary Ghanaian, by leading the way. And again, that day na nkasa, how do we commemorate it in such a way? It's a bit to me add a color to what they intend to achieve. Let us remind ourselves the need that yes, you hold Ghana in a high esteem. Flag, the Ghanaian flag, every household, let's keep it high, wave it, to remind ourselves, we have indeed failed Ghana, and we have our responsibility, our role to play. It doesn't matter, when I go school, na one go school, when I nim nyansa na when I then every single person our role to play in our quest to bring Ghana to where we want it to be. And let young remind your home by waving the flag on that particular day, instead of your sunlight or crying so now you're marching a binumu tushine binumu your boka setting up hold the year coin and knowing. I saw the videos because of the celebration, a specific allocation in terms of money was made for a project because not park, you know, for some years in the Minyasho was so they needed to raise a wall and as for in haste, the amount of money as for a come. Previously, 50 years Ghana at 50, we all saw the amount of money I come, but any impact on the life of the ordinary Ghanaian, apart from say a celebrating. Beyond the celebration, you know, what is the actual impact this Independence Day celebration is having in the economic lives of the average and the ordinary Ghanaian? We spend millions, fortunes, etugu in the name of this celebration. Na yaba, there is mass youth unemployment. Yeah, national health insurance scheme na ba say betimi aboa ma manfo nya quality health care no. It's in crisis. We have housing deficit in this country. Students from the university, you know, cannot access a job after school. Yet you pride your home to celebrate some of these things by throwing a lot of monies away. So over the years, you know, Adiebian waking you said no. Let us sit down, review our priorities as a country, and then begin to realign in such a way say whatever thing be must have economic consequences. I bet me aboyen. That is not a priority. That we don't care. And our phobia, yes, lie, and the sense of that sense and the spirit of nationalism not keep dipping a from every. That is why even in Parliament, the Grandma Cultural said there is a partisan activism at taking the center stage. There is nothing like Ghana in there. It is about what our party stand for. So not only in the youth, but even in state institutions, Amanfo leading the charge to prioritize party interest above the interest of Ghana. So there is no Ghana at this point. So how do we use such platforms like this and opportunity avenues, times like this, Independence Day celebration, you know, at least to break the bounds across the political divide? You know, how do we bring flipping everybody? Because and a bit me aboying ama or mine no at imagine baby. But that we don't care. And minim a die about tenase a husa adrena quatanasa ye drain. Because quite recently, I think one of the African countries, Miura free a chronokakra. The president, realizing the economic mess and mind a womb at that point in time, no, took a bold decision and said, no, this year we are going to celebrate independence. No Independence Day celebration. This is she cancelled it. That was a woman taking a bold decision, because at this point, if you are currently in Ghana, now here the current economic situation, the fact say we are begging pensioners to pity government by letting their investment go. Among for my top bond and as for begging them. Now catch it who say, oh yeah, independent. Now I'm sa one can be how. Because the numbers are speaking for itself. We are not economically independent. The ordinary Ghanaian is not self-sufficient. So in this particular hell of a situation, how dare you go out there and say we are celebrating independence with your friend say gigantic, your friend saying Nema certain up and cost effective, when one way or the other no, we can use the same period to at least start something, and that thing will aim at invoking and waking the Ghanaian in the average Ghanaian. Clicking, creating on top of the mind awareness in the Ghanaian. They need to be a real Ghanaian. We have failed ourselves. 62 years after independence, we have really failed. So there is absolutely nothing to celebrate. Yesterday, we shared a copy test, and I may send it to few people. Happy anniversary, happy anniversary. Trust me, none of them gave me a positive response. The feedback I got was that, what is it that we are celebrating? Because Ghana at this point is not worthy of any celebration. We should rather be mourning. because we have failed ourselves, and individually, we have contributed in one way or the other in bringing Ghana to the sad state here. So there is absolutely nothing, and this is the point that you expect leadership to realize this sad reality and begin say yeah bibia fa ho na yeah bibia fa ho no mean say you make it a deliberate policy consciously to awaken the Ghanaian in obia sebeya yebehu the need for us to serve our country, to be proud of. But anam say partisan divisions and yes so high in Intino, we don't care about these things. It is about party interest. Nobody cares about what happens to Ghana. Nobody is really interested. And this Obehua, yes, I see state-owned your friends have factories in the name of the state, ya tontoning because Ghana ni men ne papa. And there is no point letting Ghana own any company. People will just mess it up. So such things end up in individual's pocket. And here we are at this point. And funny enough, some of the things as a young Kasaya on our own to change our own destiny, we are not. We are not doing it. Because say etiminya ahoden atonkra koma the German chancellor. Oh, that network, the network, forgive me, I think that the network is really messing things up here. The network is really messing up. I don't know, sir. I mean, my phone. Yes, sir, because I don't know. The network is really messing up. I'm trying my best, Sabayanka. You bit me. I don't know, but so who breakages are just forgive me. You understand the situation. Network, mess it up. But then I make can say so hey a situation near my muha CCI. Say ya tonkra koma Germany for some country China say ya come fan chayen. And the statement from the German ambassador was very instructive, like I mentioned the last time. Very instructive, because he was telling us oh no Germany cry na or no so no woni BBD no the size of government nuru ya ban enti say o pesa wo kwosere China say China mfa wo kancha wa se bia ban see the need to cut down the size of government. And this is no different from the various advocacy some of us have been putting across. In some ayesha say ayaka nie aban no so omonye nyansade bia no mo ye e kan no mo bo man no aban no so there is the need to downsize government. This is a communication ya can but then the German ambassador akachire and say enti o man na yete ha yesu so o man no bo no enti sabi ye nim nyansa say ye behu the need to cut down the size of government. That is a huge embarrassment. Papa no can sem no na utimu say na ye den man no, but he had no other option because that was the ugly truth. You can go and beg China some for cancer when you are using millions of dollars to pay people, buying cars, fuel, everything, when you know your economy is in crisis. That is the sad reality.